Oh.
So Rick what for now, yeah.
So there is no before.
What's anything? Arrête live streaming ya media briefing. Yeah, media briefing.
Oh.
You just put your stuff there next to.
Okay.
Next to. When after
Oh.
yeah, and then this guy I just liberate. Yeah.
Quebec, carrément. Sorry. Sure. Ah. Sharp. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. No, so since you did number, so that they will tell you. Yeah, seriously. Yeah,
Here.
so.
Hello. How's you today? Are you good?
Thanks, I'm good.
Yeah.
Colleagues,
We're gonna go this way.
tell me when you are
Yeah,
ready.
so you'll go first. Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay. No, we'll,
The MEC is just going to welcome us and then I'll start.
we'll start with the MEC and then MEC will hand over to the minister.
Closer to the microphones.
You go
Yes.
first, MEC?
Okay. Closer,
Go
closer.
closer to
Closer. Closer.
I'll put the microphone first.
Oh, isn't it too high?
No, we'll drop it.
Oh, okay. I'm very tall, eh? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So where do I look? Right. Okay. 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 Good morning. As the Department of Health in the Free State, we are here at Pelonomi and we are delighted to welcome the Honorable Minister of Transport who had come to pay a visit to the patients who were victims of the accident that happened last week. We are really humbled by the visit and we are sure that it will go a long way in encouraging our patients to get well soon. We had 5 remaining patients, 3 have been discharged, 2 are left in the hospital, 1 is in the ward, 1 is about to go to theater to perform a procedure, and once that is done, we are hopeful that the recovery process will be very quick. And at this point, I would like to hand over to the Honorable Minister to give us the word of encouragement in relation to this matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MEC Mahlatsi, for the warm welcome and good morning and greetings to all members of the media. As you have heard, today we have come to Pelonomi Hospital Trauma Unit to deliver a message of sympathy and also encouragement to the 2 patients who remain in this hospital. These 2 patients are the last of 22 patients who were taken to hospitals in Mangaung following the fatal crash which occurred on Wednesday the 5th of March on the N6 approximately 15 kilometers south of Reddersburg. I want to take this opportunity to once again express my sincere condolences to the 10 families who lost loved ones in this tragic incident. According to the facts at our disposal, and you would understand that this accident is still under investigation, the Prasa bus, which was a Mercedes city-to-city bus owned by Autopax, a subsidiary of Prasa, was carrying 33 passengers when it was involved in a sideswipe with a Volvo truck. Based on the medical reports from the medical staff, we remain hopeful that the 2 patients who are in this hospital at the moment will make a full recovery. I can share with you that over the past week, PRASA has offered extensive support to the injured passengers and also to their families, as well as to the families who have sadly lost their loved ones. This support includes site visits, it includes transport and accommodation, it includes the registration of deaths and the repatriation of mortal remains, and of course it also includes trauma counseling, both for the passengers who were directly involved in the accident and also for their families who have suffered severely as a consequence of this accident. It is important to share with you that the autopsies have already been conducted, and today families of the deceased will be viewing their bodies. Unfortunately, 4 of the bodies have not been able to be identified, and we are having to do work with Home Affairs so that we can identify these patients through fingerprints, and obviously we would then be in a position to give closure to the families. At this stage, as I said, the exact cause of the accident is still under investigation. I really want to take this opportunity to express my very sincere thanks today to Premier Letsoho Matei and also Premier Mabuyane. You would understand that the passengers, many of them came from the Eastern Cape, and these premiers, together with their executive councils, have done an enormous amount to support the families and to support the patients, and I'm really very, very grateful to them for this important work. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought today, because we are dealing with PRASA, that it is important that I take the opportunity to update you on progress with regard to the investigation that we have put into the allegations that were contained in media reports regarding alleged corrupt activities at PRASA over the past week. What I can share with you is that the law firm Weber Wenzel has been appointed to investigate the allegations, and these will be investigations that will include both the relevant officials named by the whistleblower as well as board members. And we'll look at all aspects: alleged procurement irregularities, alleged fraudulent payments. We'll review compliance with bond security requirements, allegations of non-payment of 16 companies, and also allegations of awarding of unlawful contracts. The investigation will also assess compliance with the legal and regulatory frameworks in relation to the awarding of these contracts. Given the seriousness of the allegations, the board has requested the service provider to produce the preliminary report within 30 days, if not sooner. Yesterday, following a conversation with the chairperson of the PRASA board, I agreed that given that there are allegations against the board, I will receive the preliminary report, and on the basis of the findings advise on what further action needs to be taken. It is important that this investigation takes place speedily, so that, if necessary, we can take appropriate remedial action and we can put this episode behind us. The recovery of a fully operational passenger rail system is an important objective of this 7th administration. It is essential that the board, management, and workers of PRASA continue to focus on the recovery of priority lines, the rehabilitation of stations, and the renewal of signaling, so that we can increase train slots and thereby ensure that our passengers get to work and to school cheaply, safely, and on time. Over the past 2.5 years, important work has been done by PRASA to restore train services on 31 out of 40 priority lines, to rehabilitate hundreds of stations vandalized during the COVID pandemic. We must continue this work so that PRASA's passengers can get the rail system they deserve. Following discussions yesterday between myself and the chairperson of the PRASA board, it has been agreed that in future all large procurement processes at the entity will be subject to a real-time audit by the Auditor General. Real-time audits are a mechanism that the Auditor General can implement during or immediately after a procurement process to prevent and detect weaknesses in controls and to report on these findings in a very short space of time. It is the intention going forward that PRASA will adopt this system to enable the accounting officer to take corrective measures to protect resources and prevent fraud or wastage, and ensure that programs rolled out as designed benefit key constituencies. And of course, in the case of PRASA, this would refer to our passengers. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. Is it 9 now? Okay. Colleagues, as we deal with this tragedy here in the Free State, we are also dealing with another tragedy that has taken place in KwaZulu-Natal yesterday, where a bus rolled down an embankment and 10 people lost their lives. Once again, I must express my condolences on behalf of myself and also our Deputy Minister to the families of those who lost their lives in that accident. I also yesterday afternoon sent a message to the CEO of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, where I asked him to urgently convene all of our bus passengers stakeholders. I think that we've been through quite a considerable period of time where we haven't had bus accidents, but now in the light of these 2 accidents that have occurred, it's very important that we call all of these stakeholders together and we emphasize the issues of appropriate driver conduct in all kinds of weather conditions, the making sure that vehicles are in a roadworthy condition, and of course adherence to things like speed. As I say, we don't know the cause of these accidents, and I'm not pointing fingers at any particular individuals. But in my view, prevention is better than cure, and it is very important that we urgently bring all of our bus companies together and once again reiterate the message of safe driver behavior so that we protect lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, colleagues. Any questions? Pamandla Koke.
Mr. Pamandla Koke from ENCA, you've touched on the case of the bus accident. I'm not going to ask about it. If you can indulge us regarding the floods, you mentioned Ratala, I think your department and its infrastructure has been severely affected by the floods in KZN. Have you been able to quantify, together with the provincial government and HLE Metro, how much damage has been caused to your infrastructure? And also, number two, it's a side issue regarding the G20. Are you worried about the state of your roads in South Africa? The president has been very unhappy with the city of Johannesburg and Gauteng in particular regarding the roads in preparation for the G20 summit. Thank you.
Let me say that there is absolutely no doubt that extreme weather conditions and climate change are wreaking havoc with transport infrastructure. Unfortunately, the situation in KZN is a moving target because the heavy summer rainfall continues. So at this stage, I would not be in a position to give you figures. But what I can share with you is that I have asked the Jet IP infrastructure in the presidency to do a desktop study of all climate resilience strategies of all of the transport entities. Because what we recognize is going forward into the future, our transport infrastructure is going to be increasingly hammered by extreme weather events. And obviously we are going to have to look at ways in which we can climate-proof this infrastructure. So we can't just repair it and then the same thing will happen again the following year. This is work in progress, and I would hope that going forward one can speak further about that. With regard to the state of road infrastructure, you would understand that road infrastructure falls under the national department, the provincial department, and also municipalities. Since myself and the Deputy Minister were appointed, we have instructed the roads branch in our department to tighten the monitoring on the conditional grant that is given for road infrastructure, so that obviously you can't repair every road at once, but we have to make sure that there's a clear program and that program is being effectively implemented using the hundreds of millions of rand that we transfer to provinces each and every year. Municipalities receive the municipal infrastructure grant. 17% of the municipal infrastructure grant is supposed to be spent on road maintenance. My deep concern is that in many instances municipalities are either reallocating that grant or they are returning it to National Treasury unspent. And I have indicated to MECs that this is an area of work that we're going to have to tighten up on. Because we can't have a situation where our roads are in chaos. And let me say, this is not about the G20. It's about citizens who must travel on these roads day in and day out. So over the next couple of years, we are going to be tightening up to make sure that the vast amount of money that is allocated for road maintenance is used on road maintenance.
The questions from Nedver.
Yes, sir. I would like to find out what is the nature of the injuries of the two patients remaining and if they have gone surgery and how long are they expected to be here?
You would understand that there is something called medical patient confidentiality, so I can't share that with you. But I can say that the patient I met this morning is conscious. The other patient who is undergoing surgery is also conscious. Both patients are stable, and the medical personnel have indicated to myself and the MEC that we are hopeful that they will make a good recovery.
And these are adults, if I understand correctly.
Indeed, indeed.
Another question? Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you very much, colleagues. We will indeed. The side where you'll be too later.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay, lucky you. Okay.
All the best with the meeting.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. And thanks so much for your support.
You're welcome.
I hope these patients do well.
I believe so.
Good.
I believe so because it's like it's just side effects of medication that she's a little bit confused.
Well, she's elderly,